Aisha once again, and once again you guys are finally back watching my channel, Fiercely Chocolate, as usual. And per usual, I am super excited to bring you guys another video. In today's video, we are going to go ahead and do a foundation review. And girl, is it from the drugstore? Yes, she is. It is going to be on this foundation right here, which is the Loreal Infallible Total Cover 24-Hour Foundation that I saw in the store about a month ago, I want to say. When I saw this, girl, over the last couple of weeks, my face has been going through some things. I have definitely been off of my skincare regimen, and so I had a horrendous breakout. So seeing the words total cover and affordable and it being in the drugstore, I was definitely intrigued and wanted to go ahead and pick it up and try it out. So we're going to go ahead and cover the deets and the feels on this foundation in this video. So if you guys want to see my thoughts, feelings, and emotions on whether this beat the face and whether it's worth your coins, let's go ahead and talk about it and get into this review. Alright, it is now time for us to get into the latest addition to the L'Oreal Infallible foundation lines. This is the Total Cover 24-Hour Foundation, and the whole line offers you about 12 different shades that range from light to dark, and now come in this new sleek packaging which gives it a pro feel and offers a standard 1 ounce of product. This face and body foundation claims to give up to 24 hours of full coverage with a lightweight feel and a natural finish. L'Oreal's Infallible Total Cover Foundation blends instantly to cover dark spots, blemishes, scars, and hyperpigmentation for a flawless complexion. It comes in a convenient and easy squeezy tube applicator which allows you to deliver the amount of appropriate product needed and not waste too much, as well as it keeps the product nice and hypoallergenic. This foundation comes in a thick mousse-like texture that claims to stay fresh all day, lasting 24 hours, and is formulated with a high load of pigments for full coverage and is enriched with aloe gel to create the perfect canvas for flawless makeup application. Alright guys, it is time to jump straight on into this demo of this foundation that I picked up here. As you guys can see, I did go ahead and pick it up in 2 different colors, and the ones that I picked up were 311, which is in the color Creme Cafe, and I also picked it up in a 312, which is in the color Cocoa. And these are the 2 darkest shades that L'Oreal offers in this specific line of foundation. So I will say that the whole line covers about 12 different colors, which is not good at all, especially with the fact that I have been trying this foundation out all week just to get the feels and make sure I'm using the right brushes and get some good ideas for you guys. And I will say there is a big gap in the colors between 11 and 12, girls. So if you are in the same color family and deeply melanated such as myself, really 312 is the only foundation color that's really going to work for you in this line. So I'm going to go ahead and do some cheek swatches so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. The first one I'll go ahead and swatch is 311 Creme Cafe. And we'll go ahead and do a swatch right here on the face. And as you guys can see, that is a little light, bright, and pale, girl. She is not going to spread this all over her face, not today, unless we want to look casket sharp or look, you know, Halloween specific, girl. But we are not going to rub all of this all over the face. But I will say that I could probably use this color to highlight my face with. But y'all can see there is a 311 in Creme Cafe. Now let's go ahead and test out 312, which is the color Cocoa, and we'll swatch it right next to Creme Cafe. And as you can see, the big color difference between the two, 312 definitely matches me a little bit better, but it is very, very red and very warm. But I will say 311 does have a warm golden undertone to it as well. So you can see there is a big color difference between the two. So we're going to go ahead and proceed with the demo and use 312. To get started, I'm going to use this Studio Duo Fiber e.l.f. brush, which has no name, to apply the foundation to the first half of my face. To really test out this foundation, I'm not going to use any type of color correctors, but if you want to see what I prime my face with to get the best application with this product, check out my description bar below. I'll have all the products listed. You guys can see how it looks when I applied it with a brush. It does provide quite a bit of coverage and really covered up most of the hyperpigmentation on this side of my face. I will say that I do have a couple of dry spots on my face right now, which is up on my forehead and around some of my acne marks, and it is definitely clinging to the dry spots on my face. But for the most part, the coverage looks really, really good, and it definitely covered up a lot of the hyperpigmentation on my face without needing to actually color correct. For the other half of my face, I'm going to use a damp Real Techniques blending sponge and see if there are any noticeable differences with application. Alright, so I went ahead and finished the other side of my face with the Real Techniques blending sponge, and I will say that I absolutely prefer the blending sponge over the actual brush that I used. I say that because this foundation is a little bit more thick and creamy, and it dries extremely fast when you're trying to put it on the face, so you have to work really fast to get it on. It does still cling to a little bit of those dry spots, but I found that with the Real Techniques sponge, especially with it being damp, it allowed me to blend it out a lot quicker and a lot more smoothly than I did with the actual brush. I will say that the coverage for both sides looks amazing. Y'all saw what my skin looked like before, girl. Y'all see I had all that hyperpigmentation, and although you can still see some of the actual bumps that are on my skin, the actual black and blue is pretty much covered. You can see a tiny bit of gray from some of my really bad dark spots, but for the most part, girl, you don't see anything on this face, okay? I don't like that it is clinging to some of those dry spots on my forehead, but the rest of the skin is beat to capacity, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the before and after before I finish the rest of my face so y'all can see what it looks like, and the finish is very nice and matte, but I will let y'all go ahead and take a look at that, and then we will come back and describe some of the feels that we have for this foundation. Alright guys, now it's time to go ahead and render the verdict on Miss Loreal Infallible Total Cover 24-Hour Foundation. I'm going to go ahead and start off with some of the things that I just wasn't quite feeling, girl. You just didn't make the mark right there, so that we can end off on some nice little positive notes. Now, you guys know that I always keep it 100 with you guys, and if I need to read a product, girl, I will go ahead and open up that library book and I will go ahead and read it for the filth that it deserves. And girl, this product might be one of the ones that's going to get read. So the first thing that you guys know that I did not appreciate was the color range on this foundation. Like I said, there was only one that really matched my skin tone in this whole collection, and I find that to be just very frustrating because I am not even the darkest skin tone out there. Now, I am richly melanated, okay? Don't get that twisted ever, but there are definitely a lot of girls who are darker than me who would not be able to participate in using this foundation because the color range is garbage, okay? And that goes for some of the really pale girls as well. When these companies cater to just the middle range, I mean, the whole point of us going to the drugstore to pick up a foundation is that we want affordable products, and it is no longer affordable if we have to mix several products together. This foundation itself was in the $9 to $13 range depending on where you pick it up from. So if you buy two of those, you might as well just skip this product and go ahead and get you a mid-range MAC, Makeup Forever, or higher range that's going to offer more shades. Girl, y'all already know how I feel about that. We're going to move right along past that. Now, the second thing that I really didn't like about this foundation is that it looks absolutely beautiful when you first put it on, girl. That coverage is everything. She really makes you feel like she's gonna treat you nice. She showed up with flowers to the door, but then halfway through the date she starts cussing you out and leaves you with the check, girl, okay? That's how I feel about this foundation. It looks beautiful when you first put it on, but like a couple of hours into wearing this, it looks really just bad, okay? This is like a cream type of foundation, a cream texture. It feels really heavy on the skin. It starts to sink into all of the fine lines and wrinkles on the face, which, girl, gasp, that is what we hate in life. And it just looks really heavy and thick on the face, like you can just dig your nail into it. Girl, it's just not a cute situation. So I wouldn't even recommend this to like people who aren't oily skin, because I think my oily skin definitely contributed to the fact of it being very heavy. But I would say even if you have drier skin, it's just, it doesn't look good a couple of hours into wearing it, which is very weird because it's supposed to be a 24-hour foundation. The other thing that I was very confused on was the fact that on the directions on the back it says that it's pro face and body foundation. And girl, if you want to embarrass yourself, go ahead and put this on your body, because you will mess up all of your clothes. I don't know what made them say this was a body foundation. Maybe with the texture and the fact that it can cover a lot of things made it a body foundation, but girl, it transfers like crazy. Like if you touch your face and touch something else, it's gonna be all over. I already have to be careful with my shirts and things like that that are rubbing near my face, because it just transfers horribly, okay? So those were the things that I really didn't like about it. It just did not look good. It didn't stand up to the 24-hour claim, and it's very, very heavy and feels heavy on the face, okay? So now to go ahead and stop roasting it so bad, let's go ahead and speak of some of the positives. I will say that, girl, that coverage, okay, girl, you guys can see it. You saw it during the demo. It covered everything it needed to cover on the face, and to get that amount of coverage in a drugstore foundation is pretty cute. That's a really cute situation that I'm all the way here for, okay, because you're not going to be able to always find that. A lot of drugstore foundations tend to be very light and aimed at teenagers who already have pretty good skin. So I will say that the coverage on it was absolutely amazing. I also really like the finish on it before it gets ugly and turns crazy looking. The finish on it is supposed to be like a natural finish. Yes, it does say natural on the back of it, and it does have like a natural to matte finish on it, which just makes the skin look really good when you first put it on. Now, you guys are probably wondering why I'm roasting it so hard when it probably looks pretty decent on camera right now. I will say that I had to do a lot to get this foundation to actually behave itself today. I definitely had to use the appropriate primers, set-in sprays, set-in powders. You had to put a whole lot of work into this foundation to keep it looking good past a couple of hours. But if you're going to wear it for short term, it might be a deal you might want to look at, but I don't know who wants to buy a foundation that's just going to look crazy in a couple of hours. Now, I did wear it throughout the week, and I will input the footage of what it looked like on my face a couple of hours into wearing it if I can find that footage. But girl, just believe me, it was not a cute situation, okay? Lastly, I will say some of the things that I did like about it, because I went to roasting it again. Then I went right back to that negative. But I will say I also like the packaging on it. It does come with 1 fluid ounce, which is standard across the board, and I like the packaging and the fact that it does come into this squeezy tube, which allows me to really control the amount of product that I'm using, as well as it keeps it nice and hygienic. This is going to be something that's, I wouldn't put it in your makeup kit, girl. I wouldn't do that, girl. But if you were to put it in your makeup kit, it would make it super easy to use on different clients because it's in a squeezy tube. So I'm a big fan of that. Other than that, girl, that is really my thoughts and feels on Miss Loreal Total Cover. She just really missed the mark, okay? I mean, I think they have other good products, girl. I don't know, because I really don't use a lot of drugstore things, which I am changing, okay? But, I mean, this one really missed the mark for me. Would I recommend it? Obviously, I would not, girl. And would I repurchase it? Girl, this is probably going to go in a drawer and never be used again, to be quite honest with you, or if I wanted to mix it into something else for the coverage. And that, guys, that is my thoughts and feelings on Miss Loreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation, which is supposed to last for 24 hours but only lasts for like 2 hours. Those are my thoughts. If you have any further questions on this product, feel free to leave those down in the description box below or inbox message me. And yeah, hopefully this gave you some insight if you were looking into purchasing this or saw this in your drugstore. But that is my verdict and my thoughts. Case closed on that one, okay? Guys, go ahead. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel right here. I will be giving you guys more good content. And don't forget to follow me on all of my social media sites, because I am definitely active when I am not on YouTube. I am definitely active on Instagram and now Snapchat, believe it or not, girl. So go ahead and follow me. I will leave the information in my description box. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Mean it. Bye, girl.